Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. Let's go ahead and listen to this tape. What could possibly go wrong? Let's listen to it in a random location here. Alright, play the tape. You push commencer and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air. This isn't Revachol, the man's voice says. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants. Another loud screech. Some kind of machinery. The harbor. Kim takes out his notebook. That's the sound of a convulsant crane. More static. When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up, Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit, dogs and chickens too. Gonna rent a room, Cordy, a real nice one. This part is unintelligible. I don't give a shit, I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. Fucking do them all in. Rape that disco con on the counter, you know, the dancer whore upstairs. Do it Hoy style? Don't even know what that means. Never to get that taste out of my mouth. A click, and then silence. The rest of the tape is empty. That's a pretty waste of a tape there. The tenor presses the button mark arrêter on your portal wheel. The tape stops spinning. Okay, what was that at the very end? Silence? End of recording. Okay. What's Kohoi? A village on the Samaran Isla in South Safra. Grad committed war crimes there. Kind of thing he talks about. Think he was there? Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoi is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter. Okay, who is Cordy? One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. Friend of his? Alright, what do you think? It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off their shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. Okay. He also sounded inebriated. Still, the lieutenant looks at the tape. You're familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion. There's more going on here than we know. Alright. He did say it. You can't edit words into someone else's mouth. Indeed, but... Okay, look at suspicion still. Okay. What now? I think we got a few more questions for Classage, don't you? He looks around. This needs to contradict her testimony, at least some degree. As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's Friday night. Contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even. Okay, so don't need to have the boombox out right now. So I guess we gotta talk to Classage again. Okay. Well, let's go upstairs and do that then. She's probably out on the balcony smoking again because, you know, when you wake up, you need that morning smoke. If nothing else, just to get your head straight. Not that I've ever... Well, no, I've totally done that. Not anymore, though. Not for a very, very long time. Okay, now here, please. I suppose I need to talk to the... What's his name again to make sure we have a room for tomorrow? Yep, there she is. And it's still raining.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
And we have listened to the recording. The deceased states he intends to commit rape. She puts her coffee cup down. With a soft ring as the porcelain meets the middle table. This does not surprise her. Did he? Smile flits across her face. I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me. Well, in the tape, he specifically identifies you as the target. Where did this get this recording exactly? It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough. She arches her brow. Did he say he was going to do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Those are the exact words he used, yes. Yeah, that was practically his pickup line. Picks the cup back up. A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant. Did he say horrors a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style? Kohoi was mentioned. He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least he didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It was in his everything. Okay, why say things like that? Machismo? Yeah, was he bragging? Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. They integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turned into his... What's what I'm looking for? Persona? Running joke. I was going to say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lele's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the 70s conflict, that Kohoy massacre, and the 36th famine in Yasut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orangini's ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower. Alright, weren't you afraid? Afraid of what? The tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoy. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Did he tell you I'd actually done any of these things? Tiered Martinez, I mean? No, we were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outwards. He seemed... She thinks. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be. Thank you for clearing that up, miss. He turns to you. Whenever you're ready, I'm interested to see what Titus Hardy has to say now. Takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles. Alright, now that you had some time... Oh, here we go. We're just waiting for this. Can you tell me more about the victim? Like, for example, his name? Actually, officer, I don't know his name. I just call him Lele. A nickname? I guess. He came from Leistad? It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use. Leistad, that's a good start. Lieutenant writes down in his notebook. And then tears out a page and hands it to you. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer. The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page Lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh. Alright, where is Leistad? The place, I mean. In Orange, officer. It's a... I think municipality is the term? A nowhere town there. You were almost right, officer. Lieutenant shakes his head like you just missed a shot in darts. That means his race was Occidental, not Mondial. I'll update the form. Alright, you were both from Orange? Yes, we were compatriots. Did that bring you together? No, he was too old for that. And from another part of Orange, Nick. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Orange. It was bad habits. Sex, alcohol. Alright, how old was he? He was 42. 42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50. He had many scars that made him appear older, but no. The memory makes her smile. We even celebrated his birthday like some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me. We're slightly off then. Thank you for clearing that up. Lieutenant makes a correction. Adversary 1. Okay. His eye color? Blue. Light blue. They were like... She stops, her eyes half closed, and continues. Like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon swearing. She takes a drag. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, but with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak. He had a combat wound. On his chin and mouth? Yes, severe. She seemed to enjoy the word. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes. Oh yes, Lieutenant suddenly remembers. His hair. You can remember? It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine. Made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. Alright, he had a tattoo. What did it mean? Oh, she smiles. That. What did it represent? Do you know? It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. For showing off to chicks? How so? How? She leans back. Imagine him lying in bed, freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason. He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like... She points at the air with her sharp-nailed figure, picking out an imaginary tattoo star. What was this, baby? And he says, she lowers her voice comically, that was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that. So she goes, okay, but what about this, baby? And he's like, saw some bad shit there. Killed some loincloths. And so it goes, star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country, and he's done horrible things in every single one of them. Alright, so you were the woman in this. Oh yeah, she nods. Can you tell me precisely what these mean? No, thank you. She does not take it. I've seen enough of them dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them. She pours herself some coffee. Okay, here we go. We're gonna actually, like, meanings of tattoos. Go on. He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orange needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer, for money. He went to Killer Academy in Redfort, then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands, and other islands too, all the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself. Not a very fun story. It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. She changes, smiles faintly. Change topic? Okay. Oh. Did he enjoy his death? That's a weird question. But I'm going to do it. Why do you ask? She seems unsurprised. Okay. Just have her answer the question. Don't give explanations. Alright. Just answer the question, miss. Did he enjoy the moment of his death? I don't think he enjoyed dying, officer. He had too much left to do. Too many third world conflicts. Couldn't tap out just yet. Alright, another weird question. Could it be love that did him in? Very well could be, yes. And what do you mean by that? What do I mean? What do I mean? She raised her eyebrow. I have no idea. Don't even know what you mean. Love did him in? What does that even mean? Well, he told me. Love did him in. That's not funny, officer. I mean, it's the occult vision. I can't understand it either. I guess we're finished. Lieutenant, here are your notes back again. Alright. And he observes the young woman for a moment. She pours herself more coffee. Alright, we'll turn this later, miss. Or maybe never. I don't know. So we did the journal thing. We did the door gunner minimix. We need to talk to Titus about that. Victim tattoos. We talked to her about it. Apparently there's somebody else we need to talk to about it. The thing is, with his armor on, the only other person who would have seen it would probably be another woman, right? We haven't heard any sign of that, but yeah. Okay, so let's go talk to Titus. We're probably going to need to save the game once we get down there to make sure that nothing horrible goes wrong. I think last time we talked to him, it took us, what, 4 or 5 tries to get it right? I'm not even sure it went completely right. It's just right enough that I didn't feel the need to reload a save, something like that. Okay, so downstairs, please. Okay, and then we'll save the game once we come down here. Alright. It's funny, like, what are these guys even here? I guess I could try talking to her and see if that's going to be any more helpful. She says she didn't want to get into it, though. Let's not worry about it right now. We'll talk to this guy first.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Oh, okay. So, I mean, let's just go through this from 3 on down, right? Or maybe from 4 on up. Okay. Talk to Lesage about the tape. And? Nah, nothing. She stands by what she said. That fucking fucker. He stares at his beer for 2 seconds. Beer? This early in the morning? Intently, and then turns to you. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape. Alright. It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything, and it didn't change her mind. Dark? Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her. He shakes his head in disbelief. What'd you have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo? Well, it didn't come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't scared. Yes, in fact, Lieutenant looks at you and then him. I think she thought it was a little funny. Funny? Titus mumbles, his lips barely moving. No good goddamn psycho. Alright. He slams his giant fist on the doorframe. All fucking right, you're right then. I guess it's good then. That fucking... Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus. Her voice is a bit softer than earlier. Elizabeth has been here for, what, 3 days now. She's probably tired of this shit. Titus rubs his chin with his palm as if trying to grind it smooth. This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman? Women are crazy, irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump. Alright. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. Nah, I know her. He looks upstairs, distracted. She's just a girl and over her head. She's not just some girl. She's some kind of pro. She has my whole skill set compromised. What kind of pro? You saying she's a hooker? Forces himself to pick the beer and take a gulp. No, he's not saying that. Forget about it. Alright. Alright, be straight with me, Titus. What really happened? I already told you. Puts his giant face in his hands and sighs. Fucking hanged him. There's less gusto in his voice now. His men are too are growing increasingly silent. And there's still that guy who's still technically the weak link. Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. He taps on his notebook. I know you're tired, so am I. Why don't you just... You know what? He gets closer. I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, fuck off. He throws his beer can down. That lying, scamming... We're done. This is over, you understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah. There's silence in the room. Elaine starts saying something, then thinks best not to. On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it. What's this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. He looks around. Bartender, 20 beers to the Dock Workers Union. Why don't we make it 40, huh? The man shouts from behind the counter. Why don't we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough. 100 beers. Now we're talking. Glenn livens up. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager. The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be. Heroic shit. Even with 4 plus 1s, our rhetoric is not good enough to make that work. We gotta put more points in rhetoric. Rhetoric. Oh, spot. We only have 2 spots for it. It might work. At best, 2 spots is gonna make it an even chance. But I think we have to try it. We have enough points for this. I think we'll put in 2 points in rhetoric. Yeah. Step those changes. Means we have only 3 points left, but I think that's just how it goes. And then I think we save here. Give me a brand new save. I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Whatever. Whatever. It's fine. So we saved. We're good to go. Let's try this.
It's you again. What is it?
Yep, even chance. Alright, let's try it. Oh, come on. We can do this. We can totally do this. It's just going to take a little bit of try. 42% means we should only have to do this 3 times until it's done.
It's you again. What is it?
Statistically speaking, at least. Okay. Failed 2 in a row. What are the chances, right? I didn't even see the roll.
It's you again. What is it?
There you go. Convinced Titus he's being manipulated? You should know by now, Titus Halderty will never falter. Well, one of his boys will. Fat Angus, the powerful guy, Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Here we go. Just remember, it's about more than Classage. It's about these men in Martinez, their district, their responsibility. Outside, under the rising sun, tattered and in ruins, the windows of the cafeteria glow in the morning light. Well, that's it then. Case closed. Going home, Kim. Huh? Lieutenant raises his brow. He'll get it. Go on. I'll write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you. Got it. He takes out his notebook. Kill you because they don't like you. All because... It's a very good question. So it's all about their district and their responsibility. You're a foreigner? Kind of, yeah. Goddamn right. Don't come around if you're not from around. Fuck you. I'm not from around. That's not why we... There we go. He jots down a note. Don't come to the wild north if you're not white enough. Haha. Exactly. Let's see. They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even remember. It wasn't like that. It wasn't, the fat man says with a wheeze. We didn't shoot him. That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go for the... Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up. The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm. He's on to you. He knows what you're trying to do. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo. Alright. Let's look at Kim first. Let's get some backup. Lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod. What? What does that mean? Go for it. Lieutenant has his eyes on the fat guy. Push Angus. We're almost there. Alright. Alright, Esprit de Corps. I'll totally trust you here. Let's turn to Angus. Or what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him? For no fucking reason? We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when... He takes a breath, wheezing. Shut up, Angus. He was dead before you hanged him? Fatty. Little guy hits Angus on the back of his head. A loud slap. Say one more thing to the cops and I'll... Dennis, Titus roars. Stand down or I'll beat your head in. Theo, points to the old man. Take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control. The room falls quiet. So quiet you can hear Angus wheeze. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying. I left it at home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. He grabs his chest. I'm sorry. Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Lizzie snaps at him. Now it's all pointless because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. He turns to him. I told you just give her up. Lizzie, he turns to the fixture. Your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Evart. Fine, I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast. She walks off without looking back. He dismissed his lawyer? That does not seem like a wise move for him. Good for us, but not wise for him. You're in. He's all yours. Questions? Okay. So, you didn't kill him. He was already dead. He nods. You hang the corpse to cover up the real cause of death, the bullet in his head. Another nod. Why? Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit. Did she kill him? Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. He doesn't think she did. Or at least, he hopes she didn't. What happened Sunday? Clisage came down. He points to the stairs. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. How did you know? I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's a politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario, only in reverse. Good analogy, boss. The rat-faced man snickers. You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. Points at him. You're still on the bench, and you keep taking it easy too, Angus. He turns back to you. That's okay with the fat man, still wheezing there. He couldn't speak if he wanted to. Alright, what happened then? We went upstairs. Sure as day, the merc was dead. And there was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking... Scratches his chin. Dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. Tibbs patched the window, and the corpse... We hanged. Alright, who's Tibbs? The 8th Hardy? Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business. Right now, he's grateful he hadn't gotten his brother into this mess. Okay. Clisage didn't kill him. Why the cover-up? Actually, we don't know that for sure. Who killed the merc? So no leads yet, just some idea. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue. Alright, so what are you thinking? I'm thinking someone past caught up with him. Either hers or his. Hers? You mean she's got one of those checkered pasts. The shot could have missed. Could have been meant for her? I like that, the young guy nods. Been thinking the same thing myself. Any ideas about his past, too? I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns. Training. Years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Krenel. He pauses to think. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you. He's calmed down, threw all that turmoil away, and became himself again. Okay, if Closage didn't kill him, why the cover-up? You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. Yeah, I told you she's not what she seems. She has had special training for something shady. Oh, you meant that kind of training? Like a spy? He scratches his chin. Maybe. The kind of people who are after her, I guess she'd have to be. Right, these people, who are they? They're powerful. He looks out the window. Connected to the moral return. She's clearly afraid of her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away. And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murderer? Why would I? He shrugs. I guess we'll abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. Right, whose idea was to hang him anyway? Hers, in a matter of speaking. What do you mean? We had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it for political reasons. Send a good message. So who is this other girl? Do I know her? No. Shakes his head. You're not going to be on a first name basis with this person. Alright, where is she? You're not getting to her, he says calmly. The person is affiliated with the Hardy Boys. It's Closage you want to talk to. Okay, so she's like a Hardy girl? I wouldn't go that far. She's just a woman who's sometimes in our company, who sympathizes with Closage. Let's leave it at that. You know, actually, some of the guys have been talking and... No. My answer is no, Glenn. He turns to you. We're Hardy Boys, and that's how it's going to stay. Alright. Thanks, Titus. We'll go talk to her for the last time. You do that. And hey, cop, before you go... Suddenly the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large windows in their frames. It carries newspapers, circles of whirling rags in warm column. He looks up. Closage came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up and there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection, but you would still prefer if we didn't take her anyway? That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who ended up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers. We'll take that into account. Lieutenant slides his notebook into the coat pocket. He turns to leave. So I think we're fucked here. I think we're fucked here because I think the special friend that we interviewed last episode, I think that's the murderer. The angle of attack is too good. I think it's him. And I think we interviewed him too early. So we did things slightly out of order. Okay, the Kingdom of Conscience. Right. So we just started this last time too. So learning cap for Volition and Logic raised to 5. That's pretty cool. Moralist dialogue options heal +1. Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, the dark shapes of coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And the answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on earth. Well, I kind of hate centrists, but okay. I mean, some centrism is okay, but... Got room here for, looks like 5 more of these. I think we fucked this up. It's possible we did. I have a real big feeling right now that the guy, the special Sunday friend, is the murderer. Because the angles just line up too well. Like, ballistically, like, through her window. If he was actually shot through her window... And the special guy with the strange conversational... Yeah, I think we've got a problem here. So I don't think we can get him back. He said he was going for good. It'd be the last time to talk to him. Shit. So I think I fucked this up horribly. We know what he looks like, which is good. We can offer some kind of description to Kim, and he can write it down, but Kim never saw him himself. Yeah, it's just all kind of bad. Alright, let's have one last conversation with her.
It's always good to see you.
Alright. Hardy Boys told us what really happened. I understand. She put your coffee mug on the table. Alright. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this? I knew there was a chance you'd get him to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. She winces. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time. If you knew we'd just find out eventually, why did you waste our time? Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. She looks at her feet. Out of the shit I gotten into. It's not a good enough reason? You're right. There's more. Alright. You're answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral in turn. She reaches for a new cigarette. Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. Where the cold oceanic expanse lies, and behind it another world. Okay. The RCM isn't the lapdog or the moral in turn. You don't have to worry. You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. He lights a cigarette. What's going on? What did you do? Just business. But bad business for some people in moral in turn. If I show up in your records officer, they will find me. They will. What happens if they do? They will kill me, sir. You file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral in turn mill. There's a wince and a pained little smile. Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me. Here we go. For once you seem to have her off guard. Alright, what did you do to have these people after you? It's not nice, but it's not illegal, not here at Revachol. Or even in Mirage. What exactly did you do? Thank you, Kim. Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With the bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers. 2 decades worth of accounting. Wow, she's a industrial spy. Okay. He taps on his notebook. I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you. The job was Lusdun County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lusop conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. But she really destroyed them. She still feels it. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Loosegap and their friends in the M1. She breathes out heavily. Once you're done with the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive. Alright. I mean, it serves them right. When I'm king, the savings bank will be first against the wall. This was not a joke. Real people lost their jobs. Not just in the C-suite either. Good people. What I did to get to accounting. She shakes her head at the thought. A lot of people got hurt, she concludes. But that's just more of my shit shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more. What did you do? She looks down, then into your eyes. One of them killed themselves. Because of me. Alright. Well, that's not easy to deal with. How do you deal with anything? It's all just... She looks at you with pleading eyes. How do you do it? I don't either. Sorry. It's just, don't. There you have it. She's already almost devoured the cigarette she just lit and looks at it sadly. The way of the warrior. Alright, what happened here the night he died? We were there, she points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Together. In bed, I mean. Tell me exactly what happened. Okay. Takes a deep breath. He was in a kneeling position. He just injured me. I was on my back looking at him. I heard the window behind me shattering and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him, she breathes out, a moment silent. His eyes were looking through me and his mouth was open, dumb. A great pain moves through her, a dark and indefinite wave. She continues in spite of it. I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me. You're right. He did enjoy the moment of his death. Yeah, enjoyed the moment just before it. He probably didn't even realize he died. That was a great shot, basically. Killed him instantly. Yeah, better not to mention it. Alright, then what happened? He was heavy. I pushed him off and fell to the floor there. Bunches the window. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, and then ran downstairs. There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides, and she continues. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came. She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt is burned right down to her fingernails. Alright. Your cigarette, miss? Oh. She looks at it and quickly tosses the butt aside. Alright. I'm sorry this happened to you. It's always good to sympathize. You might get something else out of her. So am I. She immediately proceeds to light another cigarette. What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you would be precise as possible. 11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight. That's okay. He makes a note. Were you inebriated? Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking. Wait, Titus said she was gunning her jar off. More than usual. Okay. Titus says you look pretty high. Oh, yeah. She tilts her head. I added one of his lines just to clear my head. Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into this mindset. Yeah, that's not going to happen in electrochemistry. Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this? No. Okay, what did you do then? Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room, downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up and drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. Run, woman, run past them and out in the streets where it's dark and people move to the lorries, the intersection, as far as you can. Okay, just let her continue. She pulls on the cigarette, looking up at the sky. Her hair ripples in the breeze as she stands there, silent. Okay, what happened after you ran downstairs? Actually, did you hear a gunshot? No, she would have mentioned it. What happened after you ran downstairs? Sylvia was standing at the bar. She looks down. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there, too. They were having such a good time. She pauses. I sat down and they all welcomed me. Didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong. Ruby? Before we continue, who's Ruby? Ruby, you know, the leader. The leader? Of what? The Hardy Boys, she says as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys? Well, nominally, yeah. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen. Like, things they need taken care of. She's the organizer. Huh. Alright. It's a new name for us, but alright. Let's go on. What's then? Well, Ruby said, let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, she knows. She takes care of things. I helped her get the body into the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright. To mislead you, they were tampering with the body. To produce lividity matching a hanging? Yes. We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death? Oh, damn it, visual calculus. About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what it does. She looks at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Alright, what did you do? Ruby just went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lily in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on, his armor too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I got him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. What'd you do while they were hanging him? Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something. So I did. Alright, where is Ruby now? I don't know. Haven't seen her since. Okay, so we gotta make Titus give her Ruby's location somehow, though he's seemed very adamant on the subject, so that's going to be pretty hard. Need to take this question to the Hardy Boys. Yep. Alright, did you hear a gunshot? When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. Couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding. The gunshot wasn't that loud? This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot. Yeah, okay, so it would have been pretty far away. Alright. Did you kill Lily? What? She had the last vestige of her strength. Why would I put myself through this insanity? Get myself cornered like this? There's a silence. The wind picks up. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him. All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. Sweet, sweet drugs. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out when they're obviously just stabs in the dark? Okay. I'd like to answer some other questions. Alright. Okay, the people after you have killed him. The first thing went through my head when I heard the glass break. And... thought they'd found me. They killed him to punish me. All last week I've been trying not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone. She looked at her cigarette. So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me. Either way, something to consider. Can't go over to Looks Lab. Not yet. There are other senior leads. Fair enough, Kim. I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. There's one thing I know, that you'll get nothing from me there. Alright. Why'd you call the cops if you were hiding? Because I'm an idiot? The answer comes fast. Which is an indicator of truth. Alright, I don't think so. Why did you do it? You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I hear the thud, thud, Shakes her head. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I would do at Rubbish Hole. Oh god, that was a lie too. Who made the call then? Okay. When was the window changed? Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it. She could drag. We should have another look at the window after this, reconstruct the scene. It's right there. In her bedroom, inside? Yeah, see the glass sparkling out of the corner of her eye. Alright, I think we're done here. She nods silently. She didn't even smoke. She just picked up the cold coffee and holds it in her hand. So that's you, and then at the door. He's thinking, are we done here? Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody. Oh, fuck. In God's name, wake up. I hate that it's actually... We have to do it, don't we? Can I save the game here in the middle of a conversation? I don't think we can we? Nope. Okay. We gotta do it. Hell! Hell! So, god damn it. Alright, so we'll go through all of that again. God fucking damn it. All of that again, and we'll get a good result. And that'll happen next time. Thank you for watching. This has been Disco Elysium. I'm Piece Universe, your Piece Universe 2, and I'll see you guys next time.